Hi there, Maeve here, and I'm back again for my second installment. This blog post is just to give you some simple tools for understanding the small self, the child of the soul, the aspect of you that's yearning for healing at the moment. And to maybe break that down more simply, what I mean by that is the parts of you that are feeling very vulnerable and very raw, the parts of you that don't feel okay, the parts of you that sometimes you may push away because you need to operate your day, you need to turn up for work, you need to turn up for your children, you need to turn up for your friends, you don't necessarily want to be seen to be vulnerable perhaps. You need to feel that you have sort of a safety barrier that you create for yourself so that your world feels safe when you go out in it. And this can be quite a subtle thing that a lot of people aren't aware of. But I call it a mask sometimes because it's kind of a good description of how we create another face for ourselves or another persona. And this mask can actually change, like we're also almost like we're changing masks. We are literally creating, when we go into different situations with different people, we're adjusting how that mask fits for those different situations, and ensuring that we get the feedback that we feel that we need from that situation in order to feel good about ourselves. It's a cultural conditioning that most of us carry with us. It's a human aspect, if you like, which we all encounter in our journey. And it's not something, when I bring this to you as a tool or as a technique of deepening your awareness of self, it's not something that I bring to you that would warrant feelings of shame or as a should, you should be taking this mask off. Not at all. These aspects of ourselves, these protections that we've created, have been there for many, many years, sometimes a whole lifetime. And so they feel very much as part of us. They are us. They are the wholeness of ourselves. They are an aspect of our story. And so we need to meet with them with the compassion that we would meet with a small child who's afraid or upset, who's ashamed, or who doesn't want to be thought of badly. We need to treat ourselves just like we would a child that we love, because these are children of our soul that are arising for healing. And so to keep this difficult feeling at bay, to keep this child of our soul at bay, we must ensure that the emotions that are carried within that child of ourself do not become too big. And so often what we will do is, when we encounter a difficult situation, not only do we have our mask, but if somehow we are triggered and we do feel the depths of that discomfort, what we will do is we will encase those emotions, often push them back down inside of us and place them somewhere in our body and somewhere in our being where it seems to feel more under control. But what in fact we're doing is we are pushing that aspect of us that is literally yearning for healing, that wants to communicate, that wants to be held and loved, that wants to feel compassion. And instead we are pushing it into a dark corner. And just as any child would, that aspect of us begins to feel angry. The more it's pushed away, the more angry it feels. And quite often this can create a tension within us that over time develops into anxiety. And this anxiety can feel quite explosive. And the more we try and anchor it within ourselves and hold it and carry it, the more vibrationally powerful it becomes in terms of needing to be seen, because that anger is building. And eventually we can't control it anymore. And this is often what people refer to as a nervous breakdown, which is in fact a beautiful spiritual awakening, because it's the child of your soul, the aspect of yourself that's unhealed, breaking free, breaking through, letting you know it's time to listen now. It's time to hear me. I've been quiet for too long and I'm in too much pain. And being able to shift that perspective, or return to ourselves and see that the depth of our pain with great compassion and love. See our vulnerability when we're in difficult situations and circumstances. See the masks that we wear with awareness, and be loving and kind to ourselves, knowing that what we are doing is trying to create safety, knowing that what we are doing is trying to remain steady, trying to feel safe, trying to feel loved by others, trying to be embraced by others, trying to feel strong, and trying to be seen as being strong. And this is the greatest gift that we can give ourselves, is to recognize that strength, that mana, that power actually comes through recognizing our vulnerability. And not just recognizing it, but working with it. So the next time that you see yourself reflected in someone else, whether it's their behavior or your behavior, and whether it's a difficulty encountering them because they seem anxious, or you feel anxious, or somebody's very sad, or somebody's not able to turn up in the world as they would like to, feeling those difficulties within yourself and recognizing that that is beauty. That is an aspect of yourself which is just as wholesome and valuable and important as any other emotional experience, and that actually needs almost more love and compassion, more recognition. And so allowing ourselves, literally just allowing ourselves to be as we are, to feel all those things and to show them, if you feel brave enough to show them to others. It's a great gift to the self, but it's also a wonderful gift to others, because vibrationally what it does is it offers them an opportunity to do the same for themselves. And often when people are uncomfortable with the depths of themselves and their own difficulties and the children of their own soul, they will avoid people who vibrationally are openly vulnerable, because it's kind of like unlocking a door for them. It's a key within their door, and it's jangling it, and it's threatening to open something that they don't want to open or are not ready yet to open, and that's okay. So it's a very simple technique. It's a very simple tool. It's meeting with yourself in a different way. It's looking at life and others and yourself from a different perspective. It's trusting that you have all the tools that you need to be yourself. That it's okay, and not just okay, it's divine and perfect and beautiful that you turn up in the world exactly as you are. And to give yourself permission to feel everything. To not have to say, I should. To not have to say, I wish it was more like this. Knowing that with awareness and with acknowledgement of yourself, just as you are bringing the alchemy into your being that you need in order to heal. And you don't have to do anything but allow yourself to be. And that's the alchemy that you require in order to evolve and to heal and to let go of what you need to let go of and to regather the children of your soul and the aspects of yourself which are really wanting to come home. And vibrationally, that can change everything. You know, regathering aspects of yourself that you've left in the darkness. How much magic there is in that process can only be experienced. So I hope this finds you in a place of receptivity, and I hope that you can journey onwards, whether this has resonated with you today, or maybe tomorrow, or maybe it's a seed planted within that will grow in time. And perhaps there is something for you now to go out into the world and to offer to yourself and to others that will give you a greater sense of freedom and understanding and love and compassion. My love to you all.